Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing today? Good. I have to say that every day at Darien Library is a good day, but today is extraordinary. My name is Mallory Ahrens. I'm the head of adult programming and community engagement here at Darien Library. It is my great honor and privilege to welcome you to our Outstanding Librarian reception honoring my colleague Blanche Parker. That's right. For those of us that are lucky to live and work in Darien and the surrounding communities, we know how incredible it is to work with Blanche. I have to admit I'm a little jealous of us that the rest of the state now knows that as well, but it's a tribute to her career. Blanche's award is the work of many. 18 people wrote letters in support of Blanche's nomination. Today you are going to hear from a few of them. Blanche's current and former colleagues, peers from the Black Caucus of the American Library Association's Connecticut Chapter, and community members all wrote letters highlighting the varied and important work Blanche quietly does on a daily basis. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Blanche's biggest contributors to her professional success are here with us this afternoon, Blanche's parents. To kick off our celebration, I wanted to welcome first to the podium Alan Kirk Gray, who is the director of Darien Library as well as Blanche's boss.
Let's just be really clear. No one is Blanche's boss, right? Blanche knew the day she was born what was right. Some of us haven't figured out as much as she's figured out in her whole life, and she will let us know. But what Blanche has is a tremendous amount of respect from everyone who works with her. She has also a tremendous amount of affection because we think that she is both a consummate professional, but she's someone who understands all of the mysteries of being a human being. She knows how to look at people and make a judgment that deep, dark inside there, no matter how they're acting at the moment, they are actually wonderful people. How do I know that? Because she said that to me once. And I've been carrying that kind of inside right here all the time. So, I just want to recognize one person who is here, Louise Berry, who was the director. I'm the only person stupid enough to replace an irreplaceable person like Louise Berry, but it was Louise who convinced Blanche that she should apply and go to library school, and the rest is history. So I just want to say one other thing. Mallory Ahrens was just speaking to you, and this whole day would not have happened if it weren't for Mallory Ahrens. And that is just, yeah. And I'm just a number of people who work with her now and have worked with her in the past who are here to think that this is such a great day, such a long time coming, and it's something for which we all in this library are immensely proud. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alan and Mallory. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kristen Harnisch. I'm a local author and a huge Blanche Parker fan. The Darien Library is my second home. It is where I do all my research, most of my writing. And so I thought today, I could spend hours gushing about Blanche, but basically I figured I would read you the letter that I wrote to the Library Association, and that pretty much covers everything you need to know about how I feel about this amazing woman, who's still welcoming people. Come on in. Come on in. She's like the consummate host. Yeah. So this is the letter I wrote to the Connecticut Library Association, and Mallory, thank you so much for asking. I was just honored to be able to be a small part of this. Dear award committee's members, I am writing to enthusiastically support the nomination of Blanche Parker of the Darien Library for your Outstanding Librarian Award. I met Blanche Parker in 2012 when I was researching and writing my debut novel, The Vintner's Daughter. Since then, I have published 2 historical novels, Blanche Parker and the Darien Library have been my steadfast partners in this arduous but rewarding journey. In the acknowledgement sections of my debut novel, I thank Ms. Parker personally for assisting me, quote, in researching French and Loire Valley culture, New York City and California history, and turn-of-the-century winemaking. But my gratitude runs even deeper. Writing is often a solitary endeavor. While cloistered in one of the quiet study rooms of the Darien Library for 10 or more hours per week, I suffered my share of doubts. Can I really write a novel? Is my writing any good? Will anyone want to read my work? As the Knowledge and Learning Services librarian, Blanche Parker constantly offered her encouragement and assistance, whether I needed the routes and timetables of the Southern Pacific Railroad in 1896, or a book on grape farming in the late 19th century. Anything obscure, it's like a challenge. She will go after it and hunt it down. Blanche Parker has remained a stalwart supporter and promoter of my work these past 5 years. She's a quiet presence at the research desk, but incredibly efficient and capable. She rises to every research challenge and is tenacious in tracking down whatever obscure information I require, even if she has to scour the country for the right book or historical newspaper. Some authors have to hire a team of researchers to help them with their novels. But as one of the lucky residents of Darien, all I have to do is stroll into the Darien Library and ask Blanche Parker and her colleagues for assistance. I am fortunate that my novels have been published in multiple languages now, and they've garnered many awards. But their success is a result of the team of researchers at the Darien Library, led by Blanche Parker, who assisted me and helped me ensure the historical accuracy of all my work. So it is with great pleasure and humble thanks that I endorse Blanche Parker for this year's Outstanding Librarian Award. Sincerely, Kristen. Yeah, thank you. Where'd she go? God bless you, Blanche. Thank you.
So I'm Jayme McNutt. I work in the user experience department, and I've had the pleasure of working with Blanche for 3.5 years now. And so I'm just going to read my letter as well, nominating her for this award. Oh, I will speak more into the mic. Only because I am relatively removed from our Knowledge and Learning Services department, organizationally speaking, I'm going to rely on others to speak to the nuanced professional achievements that make Blanche Parker deserving of the Outstanding Librarian Award. Instead, I will address her no less important interpersonal skills. Each year, during exams, when the library is inundated with students, ostensibly here to study, but who often do little more than pull out their textbooks from their backpacks, we often run into behavior management issues. On those days, there is nothing more reassuring than finding out that Blanche is on desk while you're working. Students have long ago learned not to try to pull anything over on Blanche. She is the single most unflappable person that I have ever met and garners so much respect that an incredulous glance from her makes you assess the entirety of your life decisions and bring them properly back into line. In the same way, approval from Blanche carries an equally substantial weight. I make a point of introducing any prospective employee to Blanche. She has an incredible discernment of character that I value heavily when hiring. Furthermore, she's just an incredibly kind and thoughtful person. When I was hired at Darien, I moved up from the South to Connecticut. Blanche Parker, despite having lived in Connecticut for decades, is undeniably a North Carolinian. Each year, she takes a trip back, and her absence is felt by patrons and colleagues alike. The day when Blanche returns is practically a celebration each year, as the absence of her radiant smile isn't something that goes unnoticed. While her return itself feels like a gift, she always makes a point of bringing back little things from the South that you can't necessarily find up here. Moon pies, Ruth's peanuts, things like that. They're nothing elaborate, but they're an affirmation that you matter to her. I think that acknowledgement is what makes her so relatable as a colleague and as a librarian to our patrons. Blanche Parker is a pillar of our community, an exemplar in the profession, and so deserving of adulations. Congratulations, Blanche.
afternoon. My name is Josephine Fulcher Anderson. I am the supervisor of the South End branch of the Ferguson Library and the Bookmobile. And it is my pleasure and my honor to share the letter I sent for my friend, my sister friend, Blanche Parker. To the Outstanding Librarian Committee. It is with great pleasure to submit this letter on behalf of Blanche Parker for the Outstanding Librarian Award. Her dedication to the profession as well as the library and community makes her an excellent choice. She is an individual with compassion and integrity. She doesn't seek the limelight or recognition, but works behind the scene to make sure all parts come together. She is the glue that holds everything together. She is a quiet force in making sure that the tasks and projects are complete. Her strength and commitment to libraries, her family, her community, and her charitable work are just a few of the many admirable attributes that I love about my dear friend. I have known Blanche for over 40 years. I said 30 in the letter, then I started thinking back. And I have seen her grow and encourage others to grow. As long as I've known Blanche, she has been involved in several organizations near and dear to her heart. I would just share a few. The Women Mentoring Network of Stanford. Blanche serves on the board of directors for the Women Mentoring Network, as well as a mentor to the women and their families. The organization strives to break the cycle of intergenerational poverty, provide services that promote purpose, opportunity, and foster positive life expectations. She has had a lasting impact on the surrounding communities and improving the lives of others. The Black Caucus of the American Library Association, where she has served from the beginning of this organization. And she serves as the treasurer. She makes sure we spend the money correctly and all receipts are brought in and all of that good stuff. So she just quietly gets things done. She also served, actually she volunteered at the South End branch of the Ferguson Library in Stanford. And her time there, she has just really made a great impact on everyone in the community. Blanche, she started out volunteering. She just said, well, Miss A, I'm just going to help you. And now Blanche has been working part-time for quite a few years. Blanche's love of reading, her passion to share the joy of reading with others have helped to make the Ferguson Library South End branch a destination in the community. Best regards, Josephine Fulcher Anderson, supervisor of the South End branch of the Ferguson Library and the Bookmobile. Blanche, I just want you to know I love you, God bless you, and you are so dear to me.
Erica Gautier is the Teen Services Librarian at Ridgefield Library, a former colleague here at Darien Library. She couldn't be here at the last minute, so I'm going to read her letter. Dear Awards Committee members, where do I even begin? Blanche has been so inspirational to me as a librarian in this profession, it's hard to describe the passion she ignited within me in 2 sentences. I met Blanche when I was a freshman in college pursuing my undergrad degree in psychology, but working at the library part-time on holiday breaks and vacation. I got the pleasure of watching Blanche work and interact with patrons on a daily basis. It soon became clear to me that people loved Blanche. Loved her. I remember seeing countless people hugging her and thanking her profusely after she helped answer a question or research a query. I hadn't thought much about becoming a librarian myself much in those days, but I knew one thing for sure. Whatever I did become in life, I was going to make sure I was damn good at it, just like Blanche. I was going to be sure I did what was asked and with a smile. Blanche works harder than any librarian I know, and she does it all with a smile. She specializes in interlibrary loans, database research, business research, and even notarizes things for people. Year after year, watching and learning from Blanche, it occurred to me that I wanted a job that would be satisfying and that I could help people and make them happy. I told Blanche I wanted to get my master's degree in library science. I still remember the letter of recommendation Blanche wrote for me and how she took me under her wing. I would shadow her when I had off-desk time to learn as much as possible as I could from her. It seemed like she knew everyone. Most she did, but even though she didn't, she treated like she had. Blanche is such a stellar example of how a librarian ought to be, and I'm happy to call her my friend. She is kind and loving and will do anything for anyone. She inspired me so much, and even though I no longer work at the same library as her, I'm gonna try not to cry, oh my gosh, read this a million times. I think of her often in my day-to-day tasks. I always think back on all the things she taught me, all the tips she had, and the hugs that she gave out. I'm jealous of the people who get to work with her. I'm sure that they soon realize that they were in the presence of greatness after just one reference desk shift. If you are a patron in the Darien community, you know Blanche, and Blanche treats you like family. She asks how your kids are, your grandkids, your wife, your husband. She keeps track of people's lives and genuinely cares about the details. She is so much more than a librarian. She is a legend. One more person that couldn't be here is State Representative Terry Wood. She has prepared a state citation that I'm going to try my best to read. It's a little large, all right? The General Assembly official citation, introduced by Representative Terry Wood, 141st District, Representative William Tong, 147th District, Senator Bob Duff, 25th District, Senator Carla Leone, 27th District. Be it hereby known to all that the Connecticut General Assembly hereby offers its sincerest congratulations to Blanche Parker in recognition of receiving Connecticut's Outstanding Librarian Award. You bring a strong work ethic, deep integrity, and respect for all to your work and your community. Your character inspires trust, and your demeanor, goodwill. Common sense and strong interpersonal skills are a highlight, and you set the bar high and exceed expectations every time. You are much loved and respected. This award is so well deserved. The entire membership extends its very best wishes on this memorable occasion and expresses the love for continued success. Pretty cool. We'll make sure she gets that framed, I think. Next, I wanted to introduce Jayme Stevenson, Darien's first selectman.
Good afternoon, everyone. Special welcome to Blanche's family. Blanche, it is a privilege to be here to help celebrate this special day and to hear not only about what an extraordinary librarian you are, but what an extraordinary human being you are. And we're so grateful. And on behalf of the town of Darien, I've prepared a little proclamation for you. Whereas Blanche Parker has provided exceptional reference service and exhibited the highest ideals of customer service to Darien community since 1979. That was the year I graduated. Blanche has been a true mentor and friend to generations of Darien students and young adults, and to their children and grandchildren after them. She's provided business information and resources to assist many Darien business people achieve success. And she's extended outstanding support for countless new librarians that enter through the doors of the Darien Library. Blanche has represented the needs and interests of the Darien Library and the Darien community as a founding member of the Connecticut chapter of the Black Caucus of the American Library Association, and as a leader and visionary for the Women's Mentoring Network, leaving an indelible mark on both her chosen profession and the Darien community. Now, therefore, I, Jayme Stevenson, First Selectman of the town of Darien, by the virtue of the authority vested in me, do hereby announce and proclaim Wednesday, April 25th, 2018, to be Blanche Parker Day. Congratulations. Thank you. There's just simply no greater gift that one person can give to another, and that is of education and information. Thank you so much, Blanche. So well deserved.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sally Imes, and I have had the privilege of working side by side with Blanche for almost 15 years now. And you've heard so many words, well-deserved words, about Blanche today. I just want to tell you a little bit of how it all started. It was back in September of 1978 that Blanche was working toward her degree in the Library Technical Assistant Program at Norwalk Community College. One of the requirements was a 90-hour internship, and William DeKine was her professor for this particular class. He also happened to be the director at the Darien Library. And this man knew talent when he saw it. He recommended that she intern at his library, which just happened to be here, and the internship gave her the opportunity to work in every department. She worked in reference, in circulation, technical services, and hold on to your hats, she worked in the children's library. For the next 7 years, she worked as an evening and substitute at the reference desk. When the library first offered Sunday hours, Blanche worked every single Sunday from 2 to 5 for over 2 years. It was during this time that Louise Berry came to the library as the new director, and in May of 1985, Blanche accepted a full-time position in the reference department. Never one to waste a single minute of any day. At the same time, she completed her undergraduate degree at Charter Oak State College. With encouragement from Louise, she went on to get her master's degree in library science from Southern Connecticut State. And the rest, as they say, is history. It gives me great pleasure to present to you the winner of the Connecticut Library Association Outstanding Librarian Award for 2017, Miss Blanche Parker.
Oh, wow, where do I start? First of all, I have to thank God for giving me the strength to do this every day. For my parents who put up with me, who listen to all my stories, my mom does my breakfast, she did my laundry when I was in school, so I had none of those things to worry about. So thank you to my family for just being my support at all times and just backing me up. And I have a special cousin who's here today who we were working together when I was going to school, and she would tell me, every day you have to go to school, it snows, what's up with this? And she was just giving me so much support and just tell me that I could make it, I could make it, I could make it. So thank you, Cousin Teeny, who is also my riding companion when I go to North Carolina. And so Teeny likes to talk, so we talk all the way there, you know, we never stop talking. But this actually, a lot of days it doesn't seem like a job. It's just a whole new experience of the wonderful people that you meet every day, and just the, I don't know how to explain it, the love and support you get from the staff that works here. And just, it's been a wonderful 40 years. And I couldn't stand up here, and I hope I can do it without crying, not thank Louise, who I guess saw in me some things that I didn't see in myself, who, whether I wanted to take a class or not, I was going to take a class. Whether I wanted to go to a workshop or not, I was going to go to a workshop, who just, I guess she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at that time, but she pushed me, she encouraged me, she just, in any way that she could support me, she did. So Louise, this is for you. And the patrons, what can I say about the patrons? There have been some good days and not so good days, but in the end, the patrons have always been just a bunch of people who really, they also encouraged me. Just give me a smile. They all know I'm a hugger, so give me a hug, just to tell me I can do it. The patrons have been really, really, really fantastic. And I guess this is pretty much all I can say, because if I keep talking, I'm going to start crying. So I'm just going to stop now while I have everything intact. And I just want to say thank you to all of you who came out on this rainy day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for even working in Darien, a true experience that has been very, very positive to me. And thank you, and I love you all.